Welcome back to the play-by-play with me, your host, Matt Severino. We're starting a new series called the Weekly Pick'ems, and we're just going to go through each game and pick first who I think is just going to win the game, and second, who I think is going to win against the spread. I'm using Vegas Insider for my spread if you're just wondering. And we're gonna, at the end of the season, I'm gonna count up, each and every single game. How I do, I'm gonna give myself 1 point. If I get one right, I'm gonna take one away if I get one wrong, and at the end of the season, I'm gonna add it all up, and we're gonna see how well I did. So we're just gonna jump right on into Thursday Night Football, the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. So the spread in this game is the Chiefs are favored by 2.5 points. I think that's partially due to how well they performed against the Cardinals in the first game of the season. And honestly, I think that's a bit of a mistake. So, honestly, the Chargers, I think, are truly the better team. They have a much better defense. I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be surprised at how good this Chargers defense is. I know the Chargers are without Keenan Allen, but I think for how good the Chargers defense is going to do against the Chargers defense is going to do against the Chiefs offense will be more than enough space for the Chargers offense to excel against the Chiefs defense, because I just do not think the Chiefs defense, even without Keenan Allen, will be able to, match what the Chargers defense can do to the Chiefs offense. Sorry, there's two words are confusing. Honestly, I'm not only picking the Chargers to win this game, but I'm also picking to win them for them to win against the spread, which is 2.5. Honestly, I just think it's a very easy pick. Chargers all the way on both sides. Moving on down to Sunday's 1 o'clock schedule, New York Jets versus the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns are a really good team. They know how to run the clock out. They know how to eat up, the game clock. They are favorited by 4.5 points. I think that's more than enough. Honestly, they're a much better team than the Jets, and I think they're not only going to win the game, but they are also going to win against the spread. It's really all I got to say about them. Moving forward to the Buccaneers versus the Saints. Now, the Buccaneers are favored in this game by 4.5 points. Now, the Buccaneers are a really good team. They're well put together. But so are the Saints. The Saints are a very good roster, very deep. Tom Brady's getting up there in age. Honestly, I think after, having their comeback win against the Falcons. They played the Falcons last week. After the Saints come back against the Falcons, even though the Bucs shut out the Cowboys, honestly, I think I want to take the Saints. I want to take the Saints for the win and against the spread. I think they're going to be, one of the surprises of this week. So, yeah. Saints win, and they also win against the spread. Moving on to the next game, the Panthers versus the Giants. This is a tough one. For right now, every game is put up or shut up with the Giants. They really have a lot to prove. Daniel Jones has a lot to prove. So does Baker Mayfield. Honestly, if you want my true opinion, I think Daniel Jones, but with Brian Daboll, this offseason he's had with Brian Daboll, I think Daniel Jones is the better quarterback. The Panthers might have the better roster. I mean, McCaffrey did not look too good in his first game, where Saquon Barkley looked awesome. The Panthers had a hard time against the run. The Giants have an amazing run game. Saquon Barkley is back and full punch. And the Giants are actually favored in this game. So that's kind of... I'm going to pick the Giants to win. Now, it's a 2.5 point spread. Giants are favored by 2.5. And I got to think about that. I think, honestly, I think the Giants can cover the spread. I think they can win by 3 points, honestly. Yeah, I'm going to take the Giants against the spread. Moving forward, Patriots versus Steelers. That's easy. The Steelers defense, even without TJ Watt, is absolutely dominant. I mean, you saw the game that Fitzpatrick had. They have more than enough to halt New England Patriots offense. I can't believe the Patriots actually are favored with the spread by 1.5. Even though the Steelers offense isn't perfect, the Patriots defense is pretty good. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything against the Steelers defense, even without TJ Watt. Especially Mac Jones is not playing. I'm not really sure yet. I could check that right now. He did miss practice. He's hoping to play, so I think he's questionable right now. Honestly, I'm taking the Steelers, and I'm taking the Steelers with the spread too. I think that defense is going to dominate them. There's not really much else to say. I think it's an easy win for the Steelers. Yeah. Steelers all the way. Moving forward, the Colts versus the Jaguars. Colts are favored by 5.5. The Colts just tied the Texans. They did step it up in the fourth quarter, scoring 17 points. But they tied the Texans. And I think the Jaguars are a better team than Texans. So I am going to take the Colts to win the game. But I will take the Jaguars against the spread. I think that's pretty easy. 5.5 point spread in the Colts' favor is... I'm going to take the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars will be able to keep it within 6 points, honestly. Moving forward to the Dolphins versus Ravens. Dolphins' defense looks fantastic. They do struggle a little against the run, but actually they took away the run from the Patriots last week completely. Ravens struggled to run last week against the Jets. They're going to have a harder time against the Dolphins. Ravens do have a good defense. Honestly, I'm going to take the Dolphins for the win, and I'm going to take the Dolphins against the spread. Moving down, we have the Commanders versus the Lions. It's going to be a fun game. Commanders are favored by 2.5. I think the Lions have showed that they have a fantastic offense, but I think the Commanders have shown that they are more they complement offense and defense complement each other a little better. But honestly, I think the Detroit Lions offense is so good that they are going to win this game, and they're going to win against the spread. I think this is going to be an upset. I'm taking Lions all the way. Seahawks versus 49ers. The Seahawks just upset the Broncos, and the 49ers were just upset by the Bears. And the 49ers have an 8.5 point favorite. I expect the 49ers to step up. The conditions were bad in that game. But Geno Smith looks like a better quarterback than... He looked like a better quarterback last week. Much better quarterback than Trey Lance. The question is, can the 49ers turn this around? Are they going to be upset again? Honestly, I think they have a lot to play for. It depends on what they do at that running back position. If they bring somebody in off the practice squad, off of somebody else's practice squad. Overall, I think I'm going to take the 49ers to win the game, but I'm going to take the Seahawks against the spread. 8.5 points is just too much. The Seahawks did way too good last week. The 49ers are going to be ready for the Seahawks. The Broncos weren't. The 49ers are going to win, but Seahawks are going to take the spread. Moving forward, we have the Falcons versus Rams. 13.5 point spread. Well, the Los Angeles Rams experienced a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover last week, where the Falcons did very well against the Saints, which is a very good team. This one's pretty easy. I'm taking the Rams to win, but 13.5 points is a lot. I think the Falcons can cover the spread. That's. I'm gonna keep that easy and simple. And yeah, I'm taking Rams to win, but Falcons against the spread. Texans versus Broncos. Davis Mills is a good quarterback. Russell Wilson's a better quarterback. 10.5 point favorite. Broncos are 10.5 point favorite. Honestly, taking Broncos to win that. The real question is, can they win by over 10 points? I don't think they can. I think the Broncos have a statement to make. The Broncos have a statement to make. Yeah, I am going to take the Broncos against the spread. I think the Broncos will be ready this week. I don't think they're going to sleep on their opponent. I think they're going to put some things back together. I'm going to take the Broncos against the spread. Broncos win, Broncos against the spread. All right. Arizona Cardinals versus the Las Vegas Raiders. 3.5 point spread. I'm saying the Raiders win by at least 2 scores. So, yep, that's easy. Raiders are a fantastic team. Cardinals, not so much. I really don't think this needs deep analysis. Cardinals defense just isn't that good. It was proved last week. And as long as the Raiders can take away the deep ball, Cardinals are going to have a tough time to adapt. I think the Raiders will absolutely win, and they're going to take the spread. Moving forward, Bengals versus Cowboys. Well, I can tell you one thing, and it's that Joe Burrow is not going to throw 4 picks against the Dallas Cowboys. He might throw 1 or 2. I still think they're going to have turnover trouble, but they're going to clean it up a little bit. Cowboys have a fantastic defense. They don't have an offense. And the fact that the Bengals are favored by only 1.5 point, it's Bengals all the way. Bengals are going to take the spread, and they're going to win. They're going to take the spread. Very easy pick. Bears versus Packers. The Packers are favored by 8.5 points. Their offense is not very good. The Chicago Bears defense is not very good. This is one that is straight up in the air. But honestly, I think the Packers need to make a statement, and I think the Bears are the team to make that statement against because, hey, I mean, they might have upset the the 49ers last week, but I think the Packers focus a little more on the run game in this game. I think the Bears are going to try to shut down their run game. Bears don't have a horrible run defense. If anything is good on this team, can the Packers win by more than a touchdown? Honestly, I don't think they can. I think the Packers win, but I think the Bears take the spread. No. Packers win all the way. The Bears aren't going to be able to score on the Packers. As long as the Packers can put up 10 points, the Packers win. I'm taking Packers to win and against the spread. Moving forward, Tennessee Titans versus the Buffalo Bills. Bills are only 7.5 point favorite, and the Titans lost to the Giants last week. Giants aren't bad. Bills are my Super Bowl favorite. The Bills are going to destroy these Titans. They're going to win by at least 2 scores. That's my opinion. I can't really tell the future, but I think the Bills are going to win this game, and they're going to win against the spread. Vikings versus Eagles. Now, the Eagles have a great offense, but they don't have any defense. The Vikings have a great offense and defense. The Vikings are going to win this game. It's going to be a high-scoring game. But the Vikings are going to definitely win by more than 2 points. So I will take the Vikings against the spread. And, yeah. That's really it. We're going to keep it short and simple. Not too much to go in depth. If you really want to see my analysis, you can check out my power rankings from last week. Or from this week. It's going to be coming up probably around the same time as this. I think we had some pretty easy picks this week. Hardest game is really going to be Chargers, Chiefs, and Bucks, Saints, maybe Panthers, Giants. Other than that, I don't know. Dolphins, Ravens too. I think that's kind of a hard game to predict, but it really depends on like how Tua plays. Oh, and Seahawks 49ers is probably the toughest one of this whole week because I don't know where to rank either one of those teams. Right now, they're basically starting off at 0. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for watching. And again, I used Vegas Insider for my betting lines. And yeah, thank you guys for coming around. I appreciate every single one of you. And if you want to, talk about my picks in the comments, if you want to have a little debate, I am always game for it. I respect your opinions, and I hope you respect mine. And yeah, that's really it. Thank you guys for coming around, and have a good one.